the elk are probably going to be hitting that water.
Nick got mauled by a pine tree branch.
Good morning. We just woke up. It is probably about 4 a.m., maybe a little after. We're gonna leave here at 4:30. So like 2 a.m., there was something like sniffing around the tent, and Nick was like, "There's a bear outside." And I was like, I heard some like clip clop, and I was like, I think that's a horse. So I'm gonna look. So I opened up the tent, shined the light, and sure enough, the horses were out there. So I don't think anybody slept very good last night. But I've also, you know, that's the name of the game.
What are you even talking about?
I don't know.
The name of the game?
I don't know.
This is one of the craziest things I've ever done.
I know.
This is awesome.
We started cow calling, and it's not in a good spot because of the thermals right now, so we're gonna move in a little more and then figure out where he's at.
I should have just stayed in the bottom of the creek and sat there for a couple hours. Yeah. It was cold though. Yeah, it was freezing down there.
Another little spook.
He's chuckling.
Chuckling. Okay, we gotta go. Oh yeah, I do. There's no way that my camera's gonna pick that up. Awesome spot, baby.
Nick just spotted a cinnamon black bear. A good sized one too. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
It's what?
I think we slept for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's the longest I've ever slept in the woods.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I must have been tired. Damn.
That felt good.
I wish there was
I could keep sleeping.
I wish there was a big flowing river right next to me. I would just chug it.
I know, me too. I would chug water too.
But other than that, that was a sick nap.
Because it's so hot during the day, we're basically just killing time until this evening when things cool off and the elk start moving again. Right now, with it being so warm, they basically just find shady spots in the timber and lay down. There is a chance that they could be going to water as well. But for the most part, when it's this hot, it's not worth your time to be running around like a maniac trying to get an elk to bugle in the middle of the day when it's 80 degrees. Your best bet is really to focus in on the morning in the evening. It is about 2 o'clock. We're headed to go fill up our water. We're very thirsty. How's it taste?
Cold.
Yeah. So good. How many ounces is this? 32?
I don't know, it's pretty big.
There you are, sir.
Thanks.
We're packing up and moving on. Further down the drainage where we heard the bugles earlier, it's coming up on 5 o'clock. So we're gonna jump on the horses and just slowly work our way down and stop, listen, just basically wait until these bulls start to talk again. That's the plan.
You got anything inside to say?
Oh, are you filming? Good morning. Well, I feel a million times better than I did last night. And we slept in a little bit today because we're hunting a little bit lower. Yesterday morning when we were packing in, we heard a bugle like a mile or so in and low. But it was still so early. It was probably like 5 a.m. when we heard the bugle. So we just continued with the original plan to go up to the top. But today we're going to go closer to where we heard that bugle yesterday morning and see if we can get into some elk. Our guide was saying that he had talked to a couple buddies, maybe like last week, who had gotten into elk a little bit lower than normal for this time of year. So that's what we're trying today, but we need to find them. Like, we didn't run into any elk last night.
Be a fun day. I just reserved 90 minutes now.
Got stuck. Okay. You ready? You excited? I'm excited. I slept so much better. I have a full belly. Time to get on the horses. Did you just fart?
We never actually saw the bull, so we're gonna hop back on the horses and we're gonna just mosey on over on top of this ridge, let out some calls, see if we hear anything, see if we see anything. There's dark timber, like heavy timber on the other side of this ridge. We're gonna go up over there and see if we can make something happen, but that was awesome. I was really excited.
Nick got mauled by a pine tree branch. It's all over. Spirit's back. Hi, Spirit.
We rode over like a ridge or two. We're glassing a bit and obviously keeping quiet. At any minute, a bull could rip off a bugle, or we could, hear some cows calling or something like that. So cool. This is absolutely gorgeous. There's like a real high ridge in the background.
That's when I'll be taking a ride to go get a closer look at. This is kind of just a big flat bench in there.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of them. There's one there. There's one there. So I've been up on the ridge and I've looked down in there and seen them. So it might be worth it.
Cool. Yeah, with how hot it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go in there where some water is.
Yeah. Headed back to camp. We just had late breakfast, early lunch, eggs, bacon, orange juice, coffee. It just like blows my mind thinking about how well we're treated here compared to when we try and backpack hunt by ourselves. And just like, the crap that you have to eat when you're carrying it all on your back. I wish I would have brought so much more stuff. Like the only clothes that I have really are my hunting clothes, so we're just gonna get super stinky. There's even like a place that you can shower. It's just so awesome. But we have some downtime now, so I'm shooting the bow. Everything's looking good. We're probably gonna take a nap. I'm gonna try and take a nap for a little bit, and then we're gonna head out around 3 or 4 o'clock, and we're gonna hike into an area. It's this little hidden bench with a wallow on it, and with it being so hot, the thought is the elk are probably going to be hitting that water really anytime. I don't know. You know what I mean. The elk will probably be on or near the water. Yes, that one felt beautiful.
You got close.
We had a little action this morning.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Couple bugles, couple cows coming in, nibbles, the
Calf at like 20 yards. The biggest thing that I kept going over in my head that I couldn't come to a conclusion. Like I would have had to make a game time decision based on what the elk was doing. But basically I had like 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, 45 yards, like all marked out. Knew exactly where it was. And I was thinking like, if I see an elk start to walk in, I can draw my bow, but then I'm going to be stuck at whatever yardage pin I'm at. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, then should I wait a little bit and like let them come in a little bit more since I'm kind of back in the timber, and then I could get away with drawing my bow a little later just so I have a better range. And I just like, I couldn't decide.
That's why you gotta practice those. Your pins at 30,
Yes.
and the deer's at 40, and your pins
I'll do that
at 30.
today.
And the
I'm
deer-
actually really glad we came back so that I can do that exact thing.
we're going to bed. We're waking up around 4:30 tomorrow morning, and we're gonna, yeah. And we're going after the same elk that we got into this morning. And we're riding the horses in. So it's going to be another early morning. So that's why it's another early night. They have a freaking shower here, which is so crazy. They had towels and soap and shampoo and everything. I didn't wash my hair because if I got my hair wet and then went to bed, that would be very bad. I would have been freezing cold. They boiled water, and it actually kind of made me giggle. The water was in the same type of pot that I use to create Euro mounts. They used for the shower, and they had this cool pump thing. So they heated up the water, and then you turned on the pump because they have a generator with electricity, and we had a hot shower. So we're clean, except we weren't expecting any of this, so we only have like 2 sets of hunting clothes, if that makes sense. Like, we don't have hardly any clean clothes. I think at this point, because we've been hunting, we just don't have any clean clothes left, so we're like half clean. Our body's clean, but our clothes be dirty. Still great though. But yeah, that's it. Good night.